that are not
5.
indigenous.
Keith Urban.
Or indigenous to the country.
Keith Urban.
Keith Urban and
The Bee Gees.
and Olivia
Newton-John.
I listened to that segment during the radio show. I took notes, obviously.
I'm glad he called it.
We're on air, but I mean, this is good. We can continue this conversation. Hey, everybody, I'm Shane. I'm here with the Weeping Willows, Dustin and Halleyanna. Did I say that right?
Yeah, better.
You could say.
Yeah, it's Halleyanna, but Halleyanna, that's totally cool.
Halleyanna.
I like the way you say it. It's
Thank
kind
you.
of
I was.
gives it a little.
Bit of a French twist.
Twist.
Yeah, I'm very fluent in French, being from Southeast Texas. So big culture down here. So, anyways, we were having a conversation about Australia, which you are from, and the 5 Grammy winners.
It was
Is that
the
what
the 3
4?
Grammy winners that have won 4. So 3 Australians who aren't really Australian, but we claim them. that have
Olivia.
won 4. So Olivia Newton-John, the Bee Gees, and Keith Urban, who is actually a Kiwi, but we claim him.
I got Keith Urban right.
Yeah.
But Olivia Newton-John was actually born in England, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I looked it up when she passed away.
Yeah.
She was my first crush in life.
Oh, yeah,
I saw
she's
her at
beautiful.
Greece when theaters.
Yeah.
Didn't know why, but
Yeah, no, she was beautiful.
I never had a chance. Anyways, that's not part of the questions. So I'll just go right into the questions. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
What is the first record you purchased with your own hard-earned money?
We're going through.
Yeah, whatever way.
Mine was Counting Crows, August and Everything After.
Wow.
And I still listen to that record. I think these days they call it Americana, but it was kind of like a pop record at the time.
Yeah, that was probably alternative. They probably got
Yeah.
lumped in the alternative music back then.
Yeah.
That longest ever song.
1994, I'm going to say. 1993, 1994. Yeah.
Yeah, still, there's songs on that album that when it comes on the radio, I don't turn off. I'm not a big Americana guy, but
That's one of our, driving CDs.
It's driving
You know,
out.
it's-
I
It
still
is.
listen to it now.
it's a great CD.
Halleyanna was
Good
just
one.
talking about that record the other day, in fact.
Was that the first one you bought?
No.
No. It was gonna be.
She's too young. I'm going to absolutely date myself now and say that my first one was Bon Jovi Crossroads.
Oh, that's
Cool. All right.
that's like his 35th record or something. Well, I mean, it's okay.
Well, I used to ride my bike up to the Tower Records in Nashville when it was still there. And I would just spend hours and hours in that place. But I got the double cassette of Neil Young Decade with my lawn mowing money.
Nice.
That was the first thing I got, because it was 2 tapes.
Right.
I was going through some Neil Young stuff, and that was our first date. Halleyanna asked me to go see Neil Young.
Really?
So
wow.
it's kind of like it's like you're pretty much already winning my heart here.
Well, that's really cool, and I appreciate that. I'm having a hard time. I grew up in a musical family, and so I had a lot of stuff just given to me and passed down to me. And this leads up to, I worked at a record store in San Marcos, Sundance Records.
I used to go there when I went to school in San Marcos.
It's a good place to be, and they've reopened,
It was a great
which
place,
is awesome.
especially
They've
when you're
reopened.
20.
Yeah. So my first record that I purchased with my own money without any consent from my parents, who, of course, opened my world with no censorship. But they had told me growing up that Harvest was the only good Neil Young album. Now, Decade, which Dustin was talking about, is a greatest hits album, and that's a good way to get a lot of exposure to a lot of Neil Young. But my first album, as in record, that I purchased with my money was Neil Young's Zuma.
Okay.
And that was on Mark Deal's recommendation, who was a manager there for a long time, younger cat. And it was probably always my favorite record until I got American Stars and Bars, another record of his that's a little more country.
So y'all were destined to be.
Obviously, we're just
evidently,
meant to
Or
be.
maybe y'all were destined to be together. It's as good as it gets with me. So, sometimes I ask this: do you remember the last record, physical copy of something that you bought? Do you actually? I mean, do you collect LPs?
This was recent.
Yeah.
What did I just?
Because people have a harder time naming the last thing they actually purchased, new music they actually purchased.
I impulse during I impulse bought Cakes Prolonging the Magic on LP. Now, I didn't really love the sound of it on record, so I gave it to somebody who's going to school to be a freshman at UT.
Yeah.
So hopefully he plays it in his dorm room and discovers something. Yeah.
He has Pandora.
That's no. Okay, we were talking earlier about. Dustin said, "Well, John Fulbright released 2 singles. You remember when you could buy a CD with 2 tracks and it was $6.99?
Yes,
You'd
I
pay
remember that.
$6.99 for 2 songs on a
Except
CD.
it was on a CD?
Yeah,
I remember the cassettes.
yeah,
I
but
remember
definitely
that.
the
The
CD
cassettes
was like
had the singles.
$6.99.
2 songs CD?
2 songs.
I don't remember that.
I don't know.
I remember like little
I
We need to
EPs.
bring
absolutely
that
remember that.
back. $3 songs.
Well, I mean, that's how it all started on 45s, but,
Yeah.
you know.
I think the last one I bought was our friends Shovels and Rope. I ordered their new album.
Okay.
45.
No, it was a full LP. I think that was the last thing that I bought.
I think that'll be the theme here. Supporting friends. I reckon the last
Yeah.
CD I bought was Lachlan Bryan and the Wilds, their last album. Just, you want to support your friends.
Lachlan Bryan and the Wilds.
Lachlan Bryan and the Wilds.
And these were all physical copies and
Yeah,
on.
physical copies, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you order it from the record shop, so
Right.
hopefully it helps them chart
All
a
that,
little bit better. So we'll, yeah. So we
Just
I think that was the
friends.
last one that we.
Yeah, and we're married, so there is no like my money, his money. It's just
Yeah.
our money.
It's our money. So first concert you wanted to go to? I know you grew up in. Y'all all kind of grew up in. What was the first one that you like? I'm going to this. This is my thing. If you can remember.
I remember. And again, I'll have to explain this to you because you're not from our hometown. We grew up in a pretty rough part of Victoria in Australia, in Frankston, which has a club called the 21st Century Dance Club, which has a revolving dance floor. So you are basically a piece of meat that spins on around. But
Sounds amazing. I don't know.
yeah, it's pretty wild. But at this particular venue, they also had live music, and the very first concert I saw was The Living End.
Okay.
There you go.
Nice.
For me, it was a guitar player called Tommy Emmanuel.
Oh yeah. I think he might have
who's-
played here. I think he played here.
I think he's played here
Yeah,
before.
he's played here.
Yeah. And it was in Melbourne at the Comedy Theatre, and that was like the concert that had like changed my life. I was like, I have to play music forever after seeing that. So that was once again showing my age. It was like mid '90s, and yeah, that was the first concert I ever like went to in my whole
wow,
life. It was
okay.
just unbelievable. So I've just followed his music ever since, basically. Yeah.
I mean, there's really no way I can answer that.
Yeah, I
question.
kinda figured.
In the
I have
womb.
no idea. Like, yeah, there's pictures of me like asleep in a guitar case backstage, as a baby.
I mean, you don't remember like going up. It's like I'm going to see Slayer, and nobody's can stop me, or
I
something
mean,
like that.
I
so-
I already was starting to play in clubs at the age of 12.
Right.
Even not clubs like pizza joints, but I have no idea
Just kinda
how
grew
to
up in
even,
it. Yeah.
even remotely answer that question. I mean, like
Well, I mean, that is an answer.
the most memorable thing, like me and my friends went to see, was Ray Charles with the Nashville Symphony.
Oh wow.
So there wasn't like our parental supervision.
Right.
Yeah, I
They
can't
dropped
follow
us
you
off.
if you're gonna go with like the coolest one. Okay. So,
I said
yeah.
Bon Jovi, okay?
Well, Okay, well then, beat this. All right. One of my best friends, Ricky Hardy, is like the director of awesomeness at HAM, Health
Yeah.
Alliance for
Uh-huh.
Awesome Musicians.
Right.
We grew up together, best friends. Always went to Schlitterbahn, had the season passes. We both had parents that, her parents worked at Cheatham Street, so they all said, you can go see a concert you want to see. So my first concert was Hanson.
Yeah,
right.
You're the right age
Without
for
my
that, yeah.
parents or anything,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to see
I
Willie.
think Bop is one of the greatest pop songs ever made. I mean that
Absolutely.
seriously.
Yep.
Well, they're really
I
nice
love
guys,
it.
and they live in Tulsa now.
Oh,
And they have a
wow.
recording studio.
Wow.
Maybe I could work with Jarrett Tyler up there.
Okay.
Yours was Bon Jovi?
Oh, no, well, that was my answer for the
Her first album.
my first
that she
album.
bought.
Yeah, their first album. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. So, who was the first artist you put on a pedestal? Like posters on the wall, sort of like. Can't be dads or.
Mine were Jewel and Casey Chambers, for
Okay.
real.
Oh,
No
wow.
joke, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's...
Mine was
Yeah.
Steve Poltz.
My first guitar was blue, and when
That's-
I met Steve Poltz, I was like, I'll let you play at Cheatham Street. I'll tell my dad if you can get me to meet Jewel, okay? So, I've been pulling that one for a long time.
I'll let
I'll
you
get you
play
a
at
gig if you
Cheatham
do me a
Street.
favor.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve, yeah, that's cool and all, but
Steve's really
you're
cool.
allowed to come and play
Yeah, he's awesome.
if.
Yeah, at like 11, I'm like, I can get you a gig, man. Go ahead. Your dad?
Yeah, I mean that's the only answer. You know, my dad,
Right.
absolutely.
Kevin Welch. Everybody probably
Kevin
knows that.
Welch,
But
I mean, there's
who's played here many times.
I mean, we would listen to his albums over and over and over, you know, on the way to school and whatever. I mean, I'm sure my mom was, you know, sick of listening to it. By a certain, actually, no, she'd sing along as much as we would. You know, that would never get old. But gosh, I mean, yeah, that's the answer. That's the only one I've got, in fact.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. Wow. I wish I knew your dad when I was growing up. I mean, he inspires us now. Basically, our current album was all inspired by your dad. But if I have to go, I have to go Jewel as well. I mean, I had every single album. She's a goddess, and she knew how to write like the best breakup songs, like everything that you wanted to say in song. Yeah, she was amazing. She is amazing.
I was into instrumental music growing up, so as I was saying before about the first concert was Tommy Emmanuel, so I just became obsessed with instrumental guitar music and particularly his music at the time, and from listening to his music it sort of went from there. I'd learn about other people like Chet Atkins and Mel Travis, and then Nashville, and then all these other, you know, cities and stuff like that. But Tommy was kind of the guy that introduced me to the world of American music.
Okay.
How did you get turned on to Tommy, though?
He was a big deal in Australia.
He was like a household name, particularly in the 90s in Australia.
Well, sure, yeah.
But for me, it was seeing we always had like an Australia Day concert on TV, and it was like at the Myer Music Bowl in Melbourne. So Australia Day, like at night time, they'd have this big concert and have like Casey Chambers on and all these different Australian artists. And Tommy got up and played this instrumental song, just walked up with an acoustic guitar in front of like 50,000 people and just played this beautiful acoustic song. Like, wow, the power of just an acoustic guitar, no lyrics. I was like, that's just
No other accompaniment.
nothing.
Yeah.
Just walked out, plugged his guitar into a DI and played and just mesmerized everyone in the audience. I remember just watching it on TV going, wow, this is just amazing. So that was like, wow, that's that whole like, you know, less is more thing was like, that was the beginning for me going, wow, that's incredible. I've got to do that, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
That
So-
makes a lot of sense.
That does make a lot of sense. So you're going to head to a gift exchange. We're going to ask you one more question, then we'll do your gift exchange, which is, you know, interview gold. Gift exchanges. So we'll just do one record apiece. I know just the one you're gonna hate. Y'all are stranded. Y'all are gonna be exiled on an island. Everybody gets to grab one record from your collection to take to the island. Just one. And you're gonna text each other all night about what you should have said. But which one's it gonna be? Who's going first?
That's easy for me because it stayed in my CD player for about a year, and it's your dad. It's You Can't Save Everybody. Kevin Welch, Kieran Kane, Fats Coupland. I've just stolen your answer.
That is a really good record.
It's like I've actually had conversations with people. It's a flawless album. Like
Yeah.
you can listen start to finish,
Yep.
and it's just epic. Every song has the most incredible story, and the production is amazing. The songs,
And it has the instrumental song as
And it
well
has-
to give you a
yes,
breather, because you had
just
such a
that little-
heavy song, and then
then
there's like a little almost like an interlude or something
Yeah.
of the instrumental, and then it goes into
Yeah.
the next track.
It's
Like it's
perfection.
just perfectly written.
Yeah.
Yeah. You stole my answer.
Gosh. Oh wow, that's pretty amazing actually knowing that. Thank you for saying that. I have no idea. I mean, like Dvorak's Cello Concerto.
Okay.
Maybe.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I'd be down with that.
I had a Mystic Heroes album in my CD player for a whole year. It was that one with the tree on it. And I can't, but it's
Walt
got
Wilkins
This Old
and the
House.
Mystic Heroes.
Yeah, and like the whole CD is jamming. It's got It's Only Rain, a Jimmy Davis song, and it's just Bill Smalls, Walt, Corby Schaub, Jimmy Davis, the drummer. That would be it. Or if we're on an island and we're setting the tone, Dustin has this Toots and the Maytals album that I think I could jam for the rest
Now
of my
you're
life.
talking.
Yeah, so that's double down.
Yeah.
We'll let you take two.
Toots.
Stuck on the sound.
Let's take two.
Yeah. Toots and the Maytals.
So now you got to pull another one out.
Yes. Am I really depressed on this album? On this island? Like,
Aye,
is
that's
it-
up to you. It's your island. Y'all, but you got to be on it with
Party album.
3 other
Party
people.
All right. I'm going to say a really weird one, but probably the Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles.
Yeah.
First Beatles album I ever heard in my whole life, and very much like we're talking about Kevin's album, it's that kind of takes you on this journey, and it's got instrumental interludes throughout I think just before it gets to Penny Lane, there's like this really weird like flute ensemble playing, and then it goes into Penny Lane. Like that sort of stuff is really cool. So I reckon that'd be
I reckon, yeah, definitely. This is a good island.
Your island has a nice soundtrack. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to do gift exchange, and then we're going to do some either wars to finish it.
Okay, yeah. Y'all want to go first, or?
Well,
What?
you two always are so thoughtful and beautiful. Last time we played at Cheatham Street, you gifted us a red bandana representative of Kent Finlay, and we wore that in our live stream, and we've held on to that and the memory of that and how important that is to songwriters everywhere. And again, you're just always so beautiful to us, and we have not reciprocated it, and all we have
Terrible.
with us.
We're awful human beings.
We are awful Australians that have nothing but our album to give you.
But we actually did autograph it.
Here's a co-star with our autograph. Thank you.
Beautiful.
I'm so happy that y'all found
Oh
a pen. Yeah.
my God.
Well, like we said earlier, Dustin, say what you said earlier, because I can't say it like you did. But
Well, I was just saying, we're going to be listening to this, all the way home tomorrow, obviously, because we're just going to be
The sun
missing
being
you so
set.
much. And so, we would be singing your songs and, to each other otherwise. But, this is just wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
all right,
Thanks for
so
inspiring us.
I gave you 2 Beto stickers so that you can
important.
represent down in Australia.
For the back of our cast, yes, this
Yes.
is important
Yes.
stuff.
Because
It's
people in
important.
Australia, mail in voting. I'm sure, somehow we can
Fantastic.
get
Somehow,
those
they
back
need
to
to know.
work.
No,
Wow.
this is
Yes.
important.
Later.
Absolutely.
And then this is a little something to take home to Texas. I mean, Australia.
Thank you so much. Ooh.
Thank you guys.
Ooh.
No,
Ooh.
here.
Should we
Okay,
tell
hold
the
on.
audience what?
They say everything's bigger in Texas, but this is actually a mini waffle iron.
Oh my goodness, this is the best.
This
This
is
is
the
a
coolest
Texas
thing in
mini
the world.
waffle
Every time,
maker.
every
am
Christmas, I have
so
Texas
excited.
waffles. My dad got it at Bucky's.
Look at this.
Thank
Loves
you,
it.
guys.
I love. In fact, I was admiring your Texas tattoo on your finger. I think that is so cool.
Well, you can make Texas all
I can
day
make
now.
exactly all
Yeah.
day.
Thank you so much, guys. That is the most amazing present
I love
ever.
it so much.
It's just amazing.
Oh.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
All
you,
right,
guys.
guys.
Wow.
I got one more part to
me
this
away.
interview. We're going to do some either wars. Basically, you're already looking at them.
Oh, I mean,
They're not supposed to be easy. So
cheating.
I'm going to give you 2 artists. You tell me what your preference is. Does not mean you dislike the other artist. It's just a fun little thing we do. Jimmy,
This
most
is
people.
not a contest.
It's not a
In other words,
contest.
yeah.
Some people don't answer, and Jim Lauderdale didn't answer any of them because I think he knows half of them. So
Yeah,
probably
that's good.
Fair
probably didn't want to
Fair
answer.
call.
Didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings because he's such a nice man. Anyways, the first one's Universal, Beatles or Stones?
Beatles for me.
Beatles.
Beatles.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
T-Rex.
Or you can do it that way. Whatever you want to.
man.
It's your interview. You do what you want. Dolly or Aretha?
Yeah, see, Dolly.
You
I could do this all day. I mean, I was going to do that all day, but I don't want to break the rules.
You can if you want. It doesn't matter to me.
Dolly.
There's no rules.
It's got to be Dolly.
Dolly.
I mean,
Smoky Mountains.
I'm kind
It's
of.
fine.
I might have to go Aretha.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
It looked like it hurts your feelings to do
it's-
that.
Well, because as a songwriter, probably Dolly.
Of course.
You know, but as an interpreter of songs, you know.
Well,
uh,
respect.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
All right,
But
moving on.
I mean,
You're not gonna answer?
as far as
No?
you're
not gonna answer?
catalog and stuff.
Oh, I
but
said Dolly.
Oh, you did? Okay. Elvis or Sinatra? That's crazy because Sinatra, because I've been doing this for pandemic with everybody, and Sinatra has dominated this.
I was
And
gonna- I mean,
I didn't think he stood a chance, but yeah, he's dominated it. Not to persuade anybody.
yeah, also two that didn't really write their own songs.
Right.
So,
What's kind of like
I'm
this?
gonna say Old Blue Eyes.
Oh, Blue Eyes. All right.
Yeah, tough call, but Sinatra. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking the King personally.
The King.
Yeah.
I don't know what everybody else said, but I feel like I would play Sinatra at work more than Elvis. So, in my sad place, in my saddest place being happy, in my happiest place being sad, I would probably listen to Frank Sinatra.
There you go.
I'm gonna do it my way.
You think about like
Perfect.
what Elvis, you know, like what he kicked off and
Absolutely.
changed so much, and I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's a
And now he's
debate for
almost
later.
canceled.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson or Johnny Cash?
Willie.
Willie, you're from Texas.
Johnny.
Johnny.
This is a
Sorry.
tough one.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
pass on
yeah,
this. They, you know, they were in the same band.
How about
you know.
the Outlaws or the High?
Yeah.
Oh, the Highwaymen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
thought
we're
of
just
this
gonna go to
band
the
named
high
High
one.
Women, by the way, and those girls took it.
No,
No, that's
y'all thought of
the-
it at the same
Yeah,
time.
like
That happens.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
it's-
Oh, that's
Isabel's
that's-
wife
Yes,
and
I
can't
know.
remember
Amanda
her
Shires.
name. Amanda
something.
Shires.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably doesn't like being called Isabel's wife.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
But
No.
She's
mean-
not.
I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna go Johnny Cash because the first songs that we sang together were Johnny Cash songs. So I'm gonna have to go Johnny.
Okay.
I'm Johnny.
My answer's the High Woman.
Michael Jackson or Prince? Don't think about what they did
Sorry,
and
I
may,
missed
may
the
or might
first
not,
one.
may or may not have done. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Yeah, that's tough because I really like Man in the Middle.
I'm
I mean,
MJ.
Man in the Mirror. I'm sorry.
I'm straight up MJ all the way. I was moonwalking down the elementary
See,
school
I don't know how to do
hallways. I didn't either.
Prince kind of scared me more growing up, but I mean, he killed it at the Super Bowl. I gotta go with Prince.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all have to watch that performance. It
Oh, yeah.
rained
All
during
right.
Purple Rain.
Okay.
Oh, it is
Oh,
amazing.
whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
Okay. Yeah, you guys go next level with your Super Bowls. Like,
Oh
well, the
yes.
halftime show. Okay.
I actually want to catch up on the whole Shakira and J Lo thing. I mean, that I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I
Is,
feel like
is
that
they
would-
decided
Yes.
who's doing it this year yet? Do they? I don't think they've announced it.
Charlie Crockett.
Yeah,
Yes.
seems that way.
Let's vote for that.
I'm waiting for George Strait. I wish, but I
George
guess
would
it's
be
not really
cool.
his scene.
Not really.
All the fireworks.
I think Metallica should do it, but that's just me.
That would be cool. I would love that.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Thriller was played to death at our
Of course.
when growing up and stuff. So yeah,
All the video clips were so epic. Like,
Oh.
remember the time, you know, the whole Egyptian.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is tough.
Yeah, jeez. I'm really
hard.
having a hard time. Yeah, both extreme innovators. I don't know. That's
You can pass.
that's another
Do you
that's
want-
another jump off for me.
Lady Gaga or Madonna?
Gaga.
Gaga.
Probably Lady Gaga.
All right.
Madonna.
Yes.
Do you ask 1990 Laura or 2022 Laura? I guess now, Gaga. Yeah.
All right. Metallica or Sabbath? Here's the middle portion of the program.
I'm gonna have to pass on that.
No?
Is the Pantera's not an
Uh,
option?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. They should be in the big four.
After Neverland. That's Metallica.
That's
right?
Metallica, yeah.
Okay, I'll go with Metallica.
All right.
And nothing else matters. I'm Metallica.
Yeah, I'm Metallica as
I don't
well.
really know either of their records. But I know all of Pantera.
Well, yeah, I'm good with Pantera.
Okay.
How do you feel about the reunion that's happening? It should be. It should be called tribute.
Yeah, I think it'd be more of a tribute.
Yeah.
I see that.
Getting
I
out
mean,
there with these
Ansamo he's been doing a show with.
Oh yeah.
Actually, my old bass player's playing cello with him.
Oh really?
And it's like this is like a whole like orchestral. It's wild.
Anselmo is?
Yeah.
Because I saw him with the Illegals do a bunch of the Pantera stuff, but I know he's doing something.
Yeah,
Orchestras.
it's a whole other thing that he's
yeah,
got
check it
going.
out.
I mean, it's like almost like the rock opera kind of style deal.
Oh,
you
check it out.
In a way, it's fascinating. But yeah, I mean, I guarantee it's gonna be worth watching the tribute.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going. I'll go.
Who's gonna be?
Zach Wilde is the
Okay.
guitar player, and Charlie Benante from Anthrax is the drummer.
Yeah,
He's the
okay.
badass. So
All right, that'll work.
Should be fun. I got 2 more for you.
Sorry,
No, you're good.
excuse us,
Billie Eilish or Adele?
Adele.
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 Billie Eilish.
Thank you. There's one right here. Just kidding. So I got the last one for you. Everybody gets mad at me about this one. Bob Dylan or John Prine?
John Prine.
Prine.
Prine. Everybody says Prine, which is fine. It's kind of the only singer-songwriter I have on this, really.
You know, also being married, it's like
She's
we
gonna-
can get 2 meals and split both, you know? So,
Exactly. One
I
meal.
don't know. I mean, that's really, yeah.
You
that's
guys have a Prine shrine in
Yeah.
your house.
We do, you know? So it just kind of depends on what day of the week it is.
Yeah, I mean, like
Our first dance was actually a John Prine song, I Just Want to Dance With You. So I guess it's John Prine.
yeah, I mean, he was.
But my favorite record is Blood on the Tracks.
Ooh, tough one.
Yeah, this is. Yeah,
I don't want
this
to
is
forget
not
you,
fair.
have y'all get in the fight over anything. So this is called
this
a
is-
draw.
Ours trying to
Yeah.
close.
So about 5 in the morning, when we finally get this settled between us, I'm gonna be coming over. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, Prime was telling me fart jokes in the kitchen at at the age of 5 or something.
Right.
And so
Oh, wow.
I think that would have to kind of. I'd have to,
Well,
go
that
with-
trumps everything.
Yeah, go with
Until
the fart jokes.
Yeah, always.
For the win.
Well, that's a good note to end on. Well, thank you for sitting down with me. It was fun. I appreciate it.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
See
Thank
y'all.
you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. That's great.
Now I'm just like super embarrassed.
I can't remember it.